One of the things that people always tell me is, Fawaz, I want to be effective, all right? I want to be an effective human being. And what do we define as effectiveness? When something is effective, it's also what? Efficient.
Fawaz.
Fawaz Central. Who is Fawaz and what's his purpose?
It's quite simple. We upgrade founders. Every time you're trying to go to the next level, there needs to be a different version of you. You need to scale you in order to scale the business. You need to get you operating at a high level in order to get the business to operate at a high level as well. You need a system upgrade. Just like we do for our clients who generate over $120 million collectively annually, we will do the exact same for you and help you get your time back, make a hell of a lot more money, and scale your company. Inshallah. See, a lot of people have the misunderstanding that busy equals effective. When we see someone who's busy, he's effective. All right? That's not true. Busy and effective are not the same things. I know loads of people that are super busy, but they're not effective. Like, they're always busy, and if you look at it, their calendar's always packed, and they're always doing different things, but they're not effective. Someone who wants to become effective, or effective people, what do you think the first thing you would assess is?
Judging by the time it takes for you to get your list.
Okay, you said something in key there. There was a key word you used. What do you think it was? Time. Perfect. Whoever wants to become effective, there's one fundamental law. He needs to first know where his time goes. This is absolutely essential. Anyone in life who wants to be effective must first understand, where does my time go? All right? If you know where your time goes, you're already on the path to becoming effective. All right? A lot of people I see, the reason they're not effective is because they don't actually realize where their time goes. And this is one of the reasons why we've done the time audit, right? The reason we did the time audit is because you come to a lot of realizations when you actually check where your time is being spent. You actually realize that, whoa, I'm not as effective as I thought I was. I thought I was getting loads of things done, and I thought, but I can get 10x what I was getting done. There's a lot of leaks in my time. And I haven't met anyone, and I've never had a client, by the way, who we've put the time audit on, and they're like, yeah, you know what? No surprises came out of that. I didn't learn anything new out of that. Everyone knows, right? If you do not know where your time goes, trust me, you can't be effective. Effective people are very, very conscious as to where their time goes. So we all know time is limited. But the way we spend our time, you would think it was unlimited. Majority of people are actually more conscious as to where they put their money than where they put their time, which I find laughable, right? Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be conscious or you shouldn't be wary, but to have more care for where your money goes than even where your time goes is foolish. Why? Because even if I lose $1 million today, I can still obtain another million. If I lose 100K today, I can make 100K tomorrow. I can't get minutes back. Literally, and this is one of my favorite sayings of Hassan al-Basri, Ya ibn Adam, innama anta ayyam, dhahaba yawman dhahaba ba'dukum. Right? O son of Adam, you're a number of days. And as the days pass, a part of you passes as well. So the intelligent man, the effective person, first understands that his time is absolutely limited. The reason why it's easy to be conscious as to how much money you make and stuff is because there's clear record of it. There's clear record of anybody who wants to check their bank balance. It's easy to find your bank balance. Does that make sense? So the reason why all of us score ourselves based on money is because it's something that's easy to track as well. There's a clear score for money. Imagine we had a time and every day you could just literally see that, whoa, a part of you is dying. Like every day it's like, 24 hours cut off until now it'd be amazing, but we don't know how many years we're going to live. Right, but even if you're to look at the average, where the Prophet ﷺ says what the ummah is going to be between 60 and 70, even if you look at it from 70 years and every day, and you multiply 70 by 365. So imagine every single day, you just seen your number dropping, like 24,99 the next day, 24,998 the next day. You actually realize that time is a very limited resource. And, even from the statements of the Salaf, they say one of the most beneficial things one can do is frequently remember death. Because when you remember death frequently, you actually what? You actually change the way you behave, right? So I say, if you want to become an effective human being, the first thing you really need to grasp and remind yourself constantly of is the concept of time. So how does one grasp this concept of time? There's 3 simple ways. Number one, record your time. Effective people are very, very conscious and they're very aware of where their time goes. Not that they sit back and they think, no, but they actually take track, they record their time. Like with the time audit. They act like at the end of the day, one of the things I do is put on my calendar, I'm like, where's my time going? And then after you record it, you need to track it. So recording and tracking is different thing now, right? When you record something, it's recorded. Now you're tracking, you're sort of thinking about it, you're managing it more. Does that make sense? So you need to start to manage your time. Where's my time going? And then the last and final thing is you need to consolidate. So this is where you're taking your time away from things of nonsense, right? And you're focusing on what? On things of value that actually bring you back a healthier return. And this is so important. I always tell clients, right? You have to start to time that's wasted time or discretionary time, learn to push that and find valuable things you can do. What do you think the second thing is if you want to be effective? You have to know what you're actually contributing. Your contribution. Meaning, what are you actually doing? When you don't know what you're contributing, when you don't know what your metric is, then there's an issue. All right? Because you can't contribute at maximum, at a maximum efficiency. You can't be effective in contribution if you don't even know what you're contributing. So one of the things I always tell people is you need to start to ask yourself questions like what? Like, how does what I'm doing impact others? Like, what is a low leverage activity versus what is a high leverage activity? There's no way to know that if you actually don't know your contribution. Because something that may be low leverage to me may be high leverage to you because we have different goals. We have different metrics of what we are trying to achieve. Like for me, like taking sales calls is a low leverage activity. But for example, a sales closer on my team, taking sales calls is a high leverage activity for him. That's the highest form of leverage you can do because that's his contribution. As entrepreneurs, we actually must understand what is our contribution. What is your metric? Does that make sense?
Yeah, and to be honest, that's probably one of my biggest bottlenecks. I'm spending way too much time doing the low leverage activities because I don't realize...
Because contribution isn't clear.
Yeah.
Right now, you're like this.
Yeah.
Right? We need to get you like this. You're just focusing on this one. All right? Rather than all of this, we need to you're just focused on this one thing. Because right now, your energy is being split into what? We talk about this all the time. Multiple different realms. So you're achieving little bits in everything rather than just one thing. You have to ultimately ask yourself, and I tell my company this, everyone in my company this as well, right? You must, before you take any action, you have to ask yourself the question of what results are expected of me. Like for me in my company, I know what I'm responsible for. It's my KPI, how much cash the company makes fundamentally. All right? I'm responsible for what? The cash of the company. If the company doesn't make enough, I have to answer. I need to be conscious of my team's KPIs because their KPIs have an effect on my KPI, right? Which is the cash that we mentioned. My team is affected, so I have to stay in tune with the team. I have to understand everybody's output. Now, for me, that doesn't look like managing all my team. No, that's what my COO does, right? He's responsible for micromanaging the team and not micromanaging, but making sure everything is done, blah, 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 blah. I'm not responsible for that, right? So one of the most important things is, especially in these non-traditional businesses, these traditional businesses, there's a lack of clarity around who does what, right? So the first thing, like, I would advise you, sit down with your father. What metric do each of us own? What are each, because how can you perform at the highest level if you don't even know what the highest level is in your business? If you don't know what you're responsible for, this causes a lot of dissonance. Because like, oh, this number, for example, if, let's say in our company, the leads were suffering. Sorry, there was loads of leads. But cash collected, that metric is down. I have to speak to the sales closer. What's happening? Why? That's your metric. So when there's no clarity around who owns a metric, This is exactly why we can't perform. And so that's where everyone in my company has a number. They have a number that they're responsible for, 5. Meaning, for example, we must get 5 videos out every week. That's one of the editors' responsibility is his number. He's responsible for that. All right? Let's say we have to get 30 qualified calls every month. 30 qualified sales calls, right? It's 30 qualified leads, right? Who's responsible for that? Again, the Tayyib, who's our creative director. If that doesn't happen, it's on him. So the point is, every single person has a metric. They know what their contribution is. Saleh's metric is clear as well. My EA, her metric is how much time did I remove from Fawaz? Literally, that's her KPI. How much hours she gave me back. So if I'm spending loads of hours on things, then clearly she's not reaching her what? Her metric, her number. So it's so crucial that everyone in your company has a number. You, first of all, must understand your contribution, and you must understand everyone in your team's contribution as well. Everyone has to understand, what am I bringing to the table? Does that make sense? So this is the organization. This is the team. Everyone must have a form of contribution. Effective people concentrate. There's actually a whole book written on the concept. First thing is first. First things first. So it says first things first, and then second, there's no second. First things first.
What does that mean?
First, just focus on the first thing. Concentration is so important. A lot of us, remember this diagram we drew? You can't put when you're putting energy in multiple things, you don't go far in all of them. But when you put all your energy in one thing, look how far you go.
I have a very tough time concentrating because of what I got, right? ADHD. And we have the tendency to do multiple things. It's not multitasking, but your energy flops, right? And I don't want to be taking Vyvanse for my entire life. But my question to you is how, because Mr. David Neilman, he has severe ADHD, and he's able to harness that and use that to leverage his jumping thoughts and do multiple, like that spinning wheel. But when he does each thing, he goes a little crazy, right? And he comes back. So I guess my question is, how do you concentrate when you have...
Cool, perfect. The first thing is, I never identify as having ADHD. I tell people all the time. Know you have it, it's not a problem, but don't identify with it. See, when you say, it's who I am, or things like well, you're telling yourself, yeah, subconsciously, is I can't change this. This is just how I am born. All right? ADHD is not like being black. Like, you can't change your skin. Even then, these days you can, right? But like, it's you can't say it's who I am. Like, when it comes to ADHD, like, I just can't focus. It's how can I train it? How can I use this thing to get where I need to get to? All right? And with ADHD, bro, like I said, a lot of my clients have ADHD. I hear all the time. Like, even technically, if I'm to be diagnosed, I have ADHD as well. Like, you just eliminate like I told you, our brains go like this, but you actually understand. So what is my contribution? This. When the mind strays, no, back to this. When it strays, no, back to this. Until you learn to just focus on that one thing.
We'll keep talking about the hyper-focus ability and everything, but I understand
just don't identify
you have to
with
fight
it.
it.
Yeah, you stop identifying with it.
It's
It's like, no, like I can focus fine. You know? Like, a lot of the people don't understand how amazing the mind is at warping, like properly warping things. People just really don't understand. Had they understood, they wouldn't be as conscious of, I have this and X, Y, Z. The mind is easily warped. So the next thing is, this is a mistake that a lot of people make. A lot of people spend a lot of time looking at their weaknesses and trying to improve their weaknesses. This is a waste of time. It's not effective at all, right? Now, you should seek your weaknesses if they're to do with character or integrity, stuff like this, all right? But if I'm bad at analyzing data, I wouldn't waste my time studying data. The point is you should make your strengths so strong that your weaknesses seem small. And that's what an effective person does. They focus on what? Their strengths. Like you said as well, maybe I'm not effective at managing people, but I know when I get out there and I close deals, I close it well. So rather than trying to learn something or trying to overcompensate in your weak areas, just shine in your strengths so much that it makes your weaknesses seem small. Make your strengths that big. I'm not trying to become something that I'm not. I just rather make where my strong suit, my strong area, I'd rather just blow it out of the park. And this is one thing I've learned in my company as well, right? Place people in roles where they can win. One of the things that I've been doing a lot more of is analyzing my team, seeing their strengths, seeing their weaknesses, right? He's gonna perform 10x better if I just put him in a place that naturally he's meant to do. Stop trying to force a striker to become a goalkeeper. Just let him strike, let him put the ball at the back end, all right? So, and the same is true with yourself. One of the things that, again, I've stopped doing is trying to train all of my weaknesses. Everyone has weaknesses. The point is the wise man understands I need to make sure other people can, bring where I'm weak, I have people who make me strong. So I'm aware, I'm conscious of my weaknesses. I disagree because some people, they're not even conscious of their weaknesses. You have to be conscious of your strengths and your weaknesses. For your weaknesses, hire people, bring in people who are what? Who are going to cover, who are going to make up for your weaknesses. All right? The next thing is effective decision making, right? So all effective people have a strong decision making ability. They know how to make effective decisions. Any decisions that are going to come up again, create a system to only make them once. Effective people don't make a lot of decisions. They only make the important ones. This whole thing of what to wear and what to do and how to, they've already systemized all of those things. What we're going to eat today, again, systemized. Right? So, why? Because, again, I've told you about this decision fatigue, right, that we have. I mean, the more decisions we make, the worse our ability is to make decisions. That's why we tend to make poor decisions at night time in comparison to the start of the day, because we're wearing out our brain. So the simple thing is make less decisions. Only make important decisions. Any decision that isn't important, I tell my team, don't bring it to me. And just operate in feedback loops, right? So if they do make a decision that was wrong, we just look at it. Why was it wrong? So focus on making big, impactful decisions, not like all little, small, here, there decisions. Does that make sense? This is the problem with you and your fathers, like both of you guys, right? Your dad is traditional in a sense, right? It's your job to actually bring that system.
Yeah.
Your dad can't. It's just how they operate. They've learned to operate business in a way that what? It's always going to rely on them. But if a business is to scale and you want peace in your life, you can't build it like that. You have to have systems. Systems are so key. Do you guys have SOPs?
Within the business, we've vertically integrated so much stuff that we're just at this level, and we don't have clearly
you've
defined.
outgrown your SOPs.
We've outgrown the SOPs, yeah.
That's literally what I see. You've literally just outgrown your SOPs. This is good, man. You have to come to the realizations. Like I said, bro, it's just literally what we're here to do is to make sure that look, for me, this is why, like I said, bro, even the way we work, I always tell my team, like, brother, I'm not in the business of new clients in the door and out the door, right? What we do is unique, all right? Similar to you, it's like, when my goal is to keep entrepreneurs at the highest level of performance. In fact, to keep redefining what highest level means. So I'm glad you did come for these 2 weeks. These are going to be important, inshallah. And yeah, literally, I just need you to be taking in some of the things we're mentioning and you'll see they work. I'm not saying, remember, it's not that you're not going to jump off the path. It's never go deep. Never let it be too long before you come back. And once you make sure of those things, bro, trust me.
Oh, I have no doubt, man. I'm telling you, I could have gone home. Not that I was thinking about that, but I could have gone home after the first session, and I would have been a different person. I could have gone home after the second session, because the things alone that I've been doing after lesson 1 and lesson 2, subhanAllah, man, like it has been a game changer. So I have no doubt that the rest of these few weeks, inshallah, are going to be spectacular, inshallah. I'm telling you right now, if you help me figure this out, I will be one of your strongest clients. Like, trust me.
I have no doubt, man.
Alhamdulillah.
I have no doubt, inshallah. Listen, if you're a Muslim business owner making over 50K per month and you would like to make significantly more money while working significantly less, then alhamdulillah, this is what we get our clients to achieve with the Live by Design program, in which we allow you to live by design. Now listen, we've been able to do this for a number of our clients, alhamdulillah. Ustad Imran ibn Mansour, Shams, Samina, all our clients, alhamdulillah, achieve a different realm of clarity and success and make significantly more money after working with us. Now, I'm not going to work on your ads. I'm not going to work on your marketing or your sales. I'm going to work on you, because you are the highest leverage thing in your business, meaning all the other areas of your life are going to improve as a result of as well. This isn't theory, it's facts. Now, we've done the same for over 400 Muslim entrepreneurs. So if you would like to be one of them, click the link below and book a discovery call with myself. Make more, work less. What else do you want?